All right, hey, what's up, everybody? This is Agasically Stamus from Gearworks.com and the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube, back with another episode of the Firearms Tales. This is episode number 420. Flight time tonight will be approximately an hour and a half in the live stream. Bear with me a bit as I am continuing to test the Go XLR mixer and struggling to figure out exactly how to tune this thing well for good audio mix balance. So I will definitely have to be futzing around a bit with that tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get an initial audio check now against the background music, so bear with me so I can verify that I've got good voiceover commentary coming out in the live stream, as well as verify that the audio mix balance is a-okay for tonight. Again, can we get another audio mix balance check with the music turned up a little bit? Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, and how does my voice level sound in comparison to... Thanks, Alexa. Computer, stop. So I'm trying to tune in the audio mix balance on the Go XLR mixer, trying to verify that my voice level is perfectly balanced against the music, and that I don't have to do the same as I transition from music to in-game special effects. Okay, let's try that audio mix balance again. I had to turn the music down a little bit and try and pump up the mic. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, trying to verify that I've got good voiceover commentary and check how my audio mix balance is balanced against the in-game audio music right now. All right, so we're going to get started with the level set there. We're going to have to go in and check it again once the special effects get started, because those will sound a wee bit different. I don't even know what character I'm going to grind tonight. Really, all I'm doing right now is just leveling my characters up. I'm not a super big level hunter, so I just like playing this game, and I don't mind going back and replaying some of the campaign story missions and whatnot. So I think I'm gonna go in and and play, might be my warlock. I don't know what that is. I'm getting something that sounds like a snare drum hit every once in a while. Almost like there's a little reverb in the line, so I'm not sure exactly what that is. I don't know. One of the things I'm not clear on is whether or not, I think this might be the problem, is that reverb and echo maybe need to be zeroed out versus, I don't know. Hopefully I haven't turned on some effect and turned it up midway, but we'll have to check that as well. One of the things that I'm choosing not to do is, even though I got the Forsaken DLC, is I've elected not to yet do any auto leveling. I want to actually play this character up all the way through the adventure and relive that again. Looped on Nessus. The other thing is a lot of times, so I need to do maybe a little bit more grinding. So the other issue is a lot of times, as is the case when I'm recording a podcast, is you can hear things in the mic and in your headphones that don't come across in the audio mix actually. So I think that they're a problem, but sometimes they're not actually in the production, so I need to check that as well. Looks like I picked up an additional level here. So I'm trying to kind of rejigger my frequency with which I live stream for whatever reason. Got into some paradigm where I wasn't streaming as frequently, so I'm going to be adjusting that, even though I've got some kind of mandatory days that I'm going to have to be off. So I can't apply. So I'm just one level. I'm just one level too low to apply shaders. All right. I think I'm good to go otherwise. Where did I say I needed to go? You're not ready to do that mission on Nessus, so I guess there's stuff for me to do on Titan. There are public events. Go and do that, see if we can get there in time. While the engines are spooling up, I'll use this opportunity to check the audio mix balance again, and hopefully we're making some headway on getting this thing tuned in properly.
Guardian, the Fallen are bringing in their armory. Again. You'd think they'd know better by now.
So it sounds like the balance is correct. But I also feel like I'm not quite getting the level that I want. So I'll play with it there and see how things go. Where's that event? I am tracking it. Okay, there we go. Oh, whoa, what do we got here? No, I don't have time to mess with you. I need to get over here to this public event. Thing started.
Look at those caches. They never learn.
Then teach them a new lesson.
Drive the Fallen away. The one thing I didn't check to see was, am I the only Guardian over here? Because if I am, didn't. Okay. So there's another Guardian here. Of course, he's a level 50, so that's not going to really work out well in my favor. See how things go. Is he down here clearing our house? What? We're supposed to be fighting Fallen down here, not Hive. Oh! That's not good. Okay, here we go. Just look to see if the big gun points in your direction. Doing 1,000 damage, so that's not bad. Alright, more Fallen just dropped. Who is bothering me? Enough with that. Don't have time. No. Grenade him. No. Good move, Warlock. Here we go.
That's all the cannons. You know what that means.
Okay, does that mean we can get to goody good? No. Okay, got one. Okay, he's down. It's immune. Gotta love the Warlock's jump. Get down though, dude. Get the arc cannon. Take it down. Finish it. Come on.
2 walkers.
Okay, good.
Like that, Fallen. Oh wait, can't tell it. You're dead.
An extremely successful sortie, as I've come to expect from you. Well done. Again.
We're gonna open up with a good solid public event for tonight.
A fallen antenna.
Oh, you might want to get
The
your loot.
fallen houses each used to have their own unique encryption.
Blast.
But now the codes they're using are all variants of the House of Kings.
Did you collect the loot? You collected the loot. You need to get that engram though. But I gotta drop an energy weapon. That is just as good as any. What I didn't get a chance to do was I didn't get a chance to really listen in to how well the audio mix is balanced right now. At least in here I might be able to hear with some of the background sounds. Let's hear how things are sorted. Alright, I think the audio mix balance is okay. We're just going to keep going with it like this, and hopefully it will not be too horribly bad. The problem is that what I really need is I need the ability. Probably what I ought to do is try and reach over here and clip something when I get in a heavy fight, and just listen to the clip. We're slowed.
Guardian.
Not a ton of faction rewards there.
Hope it works for you. As you were, Guardian.
Let's see what we want to do next. I guess I was just My plan was just to grind, right? So, really, just gonna go do the next thing that is available.
Come on, Guardian. Look alive.
60, that'll work fine. See what we need to sort for gear.
Next time we set up the secret base on a dry planet. I've heard it too. No, you're not imagining it. Some kind of biological waveform carrying across the waves.
Alright, so let's head off to the next adventure. Oh, I didn't get the height. Oh, you guys are angry. So we're gonna go up here. Ah, that's the only thing. The Warlock needs lateral space. Make some of these jumps, and I don't have it here. Ooh, what is that? Where you at? Hungry. Spin move, eh? Oh, is that a thief rifle? One of the toughest things for me to use. I've never been good at it. Oh, they gave me loot for that? I'll take it. Oh yeah. Rocket launcher's a bit overkill at this point, I would say. I don't really know why that's identified as a waste, but you guys are just aggravating. Oh no, you did not try and escape. Thief of thieves.
Guardian, fallen thieves headed in your direction.
They hit us and ran. We lost tools, gear. My crews can't work without that stuff.
What? Quite offensive. So now, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and go somewhere and hold up so I can listen to this clip. Hopefully nobody will come out of there. This is probably the better way for me to get some space to check audio mix balance. Okay, so yeah, this is representative of the problem, is that the audio mix balance is not set right where I want it to be. because the in-game special effects are too loud. Ouch. Repair tool. Clear out the fallen. Whoa, grenade. Nothing. Oh. Level 50 just doused him with a stinking rocket launcher. That still is... Oh. What are you doing? Okay, some falling over there. He does not count. I'm glad I learned that trick, because I used to have this problem big time on Mixer because the latency on Mixer is so low, so it's nice that I learned... Oh, there's a supply thief, that's what it is. Don't try and run and hide. Okay, that should be... Is that all the repair tools? Nope. Dang. You are not really who I'm after, but... What the clock? So with all that inaccurate gunfire. Here we go. Last repair tool.
This rig again in no time.
Those fallen you tracked? We've located the rest of the gang. They're consolidating stolen Golden Age tech. In a nice big pile. Out in the open.
Give those thieves a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, there's just a very weird thing here where the audio mix in the stream is just slightly different than what I'm actually hearing in my headset, and that's throwing me off and making it hard to tune it properly. That's just because I don't have the Go XLR mixer set to where its native balance sounds the same as when the audio is hitting the PC, so that's something I'm just going to have to get better at and learn how to do. So this is the last episode in this arc of the Firearms Tales. After this, I'm going to be cutting over and going to Yoshi's Crafted, whatever the name of that game is that came out in March. I don't know what that little popping sound is that the mic is picking up, but let me check the audio mix balance one more time here. So that appears to be about the right audio mix balance, so we'll try and run with it like that. So in the meantime, we can start going ahead and running down the tech that... What the... Engram? We can go ahead and start running down the tech that's being used to render the live stream tonight. So I'm playing over on Desktop 1, or what I call the primary Uber boxing. That is a machine that's powered by an AMD Ryzen 7 1700X CPU. (24 gigabytes of DDR4, 2666 megahertz RAM. And a NVIDIA RTX 2070 GPU from EVGA, an XC Gamer, so extra clock, slightly overclocked 4. Okay. Okay. Hate having to do these little glidey jumps.
I think that's the stash. Let's clear the area for transmat.
Oh, who was that? Oh. Wasn't paying attention. Oh, really? Let's fight smart, not get angry. Go, Grenade! Nice. Captain's going down quick with the fusion rifle. But like I said, because of that little charging that it needs to do, I'm typically pretty horrible about using it, actually.
Good job. I'll set up a transmat.
I want to check that audio mix one more
Wait a
time.
minute. Where's my beacon?
Did the Fallen steal your transmat beacon too?
Sloane has stepped aside for a moment. The thing she's shouting would blister your ears. May I recommend finding that beacon?
Now the problem's going to be... Okay, so I do have a few moments here to check it. Alright, so that's the final adjustment I'm going to make to the audio mix balance. It was pretty close before, it just wasn't perfect, so just really trying to wire it in as best I can.
Does that fallen look like a transmat beacon thief to you?
No, don't
He
let
looks
it
like
away.
a transmat beacon thief to me.
Come on, Razor Mouse. No, 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 no. Ooh.
That one. That one's gotta be a transmat beacon thief.
Ooh, almost missed the Warlock double jump. I have to float. You lose all that time and energy. Ignoring you guys. There we go.
Area's clear.
Ruh-roh. No, area's not clear.
So I can send it over.
Oh, don't do that. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in here and clear out the trash just for XP. Reload the hand cannon. So for streaming So for a streaming setup, I am using the Razer Ripsaw. The Logitech Brio 4K webcam. You can see that I've got a green screen filter that I'm using as well, with some Destiny background behind me. For a microphone tonight, I'm using the Re-Ri 3.5mm condenser microphone. And for headphones, I'm using the Razer Kraken Pro V2s. All of that audio is tied in through the Go XLR mixer, which I have connected by USB to the streaming PC. There's some scuttlebutt out there that talks about using it connected to the gaming PC as best practice, but I don't understand why I would do that. What I want is I want all these inputs and outputs to be routed into OBS, and to be able to control them electronically there. Ruh-roh. Now that might also be my problem, is that since I'm not just tying them all together and running them over as a singular analog line over to OBS, that would be another way to do it. That might actually make the audio mix balancing process easier. Alright. That's the catch actually firing at me. What? Oh! No, I'm not transmitting cache. Yeah, these are things. No. Not really worried about any of the other fallen, but I don't want to be blown up by those whirly-derby hover things. Sharks. So I really want to arm the fusion rifle here, but the problem is, if the sharks approach me, then that's like not the best weapon to have armed, because it takes so long to charge, and they try and close on you. But this hand cannon, Really? Okay. Healing Rift. I continue to try to say that I need to focus on using the secondary power. Ooh. Okay, now we are going to go to the fusion rifle when I have to reload this. Ooh. Wow, just right up in my face, huh? You are going to catch... You're deaf. What? Settles all that noise. Get out of here with that.
You've cleaned them out. These components are
I'm also using an Elgato Stream Deck tonight, although with the Go XLR mixer, like, it seems like
Ever the fallen steel.
I love using the Elgato Stream Deck, but the problem is it seems like the more and more I build out my studio setup, like anything that I'm going to use the Elgato for, I wind up like finding a different piece of equipment to do that thing. So like now I have the Go XLR mixer, so a lot of things that I would use the Elgato for, like muting the desktop and muting my mic, you know, now I don't really need it for. Alright, so let's figure out where we're going next. I'm just trying to kind of chop stuff down. Knock stuff off my plate on the way to leveling up. Now your problem is now you are at level 80, so you can go ahead and proceed on to the next campaign mission. Looks like you're fairly close to leveling up to level 10 as well. Let's go ahead and return orbit. I think I'm headed off for Nessus now. So we have just over an hour left in the live stream. I think is the timeline I'm on. So we're off to meet one of the funnier characters in this particular set of Destiny 2 campaign lore.
Commander Zavala needs the Vanguard united again. While he prepares for the assault on the Almighty, we're going to find Cade and Ikora. Luckily, we picked up an odd signal from Cade's ghost. It's being boosted somehow from a centaur called Nessus, which is strange. Centaurs are really just big rocks in the outer reaches of the solar system. There should be nothing there.
Then all of that gear, both the video and audio gear, are run over to my streaming PC that I'm using tonight, which is what I refer to as Desktop 3, or my quaternary Uber box. It's kind of the fourth box hierarchically in terms of processing power within the studio. I built this box about 2.5 years ago and then forklifted it into a new case last year, but it's still running the same innards, so it's a Intel Core i7 7700K CPU, 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, and now runs a Gigabyte GeForce GTX 1070 in the box.
Here we go. Tracking
Do you remember the first time that I dropped down this thing, like very nervous if that was the right thing to do?
A signal,
Failsafe.
a mech trap, and a failsafe. Sounds like the beginning of a typical Cade joke. Something around here is blasting that signal into space. We find that something, we'll find Cade.
So tonight I might mess around with some of the effects that are available in the Go XLR mixer.
There. The signal's coming from that wrecked ship.
See if any of them make any difference. I have used the voice mod application in the past to kind of auto-tune some voice effects into the live stream, which I just think are always funny.
Hello. Are you
Like
here to
nothing is funnier than me being on a rally course
You're not
with the baby voice on.
Kate 6 is
I always get a
partly
kick
caught
out of
in a
that.
teleportation loop. He's over there. Whoop. Now he's over there. Whoop.
He's moving? Well, that's complicated.
I can help you. But I'm gonna be super unpleasant about it.
I'm sorry. What?
I have uploaded his new coordinates to you. Against my better judgment.
Okay.
There are times I just love the ups that the Warlock
Can I
has,
help you with anything else?
and then there are times that I'm like,
Yeah.
just
Are you okay? You sound a little...
just jump
I am the
vertically.
Exodus Black's failsafe. Call me failsafe. I boosted the Cade 6's signal in hopes he would be rescued. And look, here you are.
Oh, I see. She's just an AI. A malfunctioning AI.
I heard that. At your service.
Centaurs are supposed to be just giant icy rocks. How did all this happen?
A robotic alien entity called the Vex have achieved 92.014% conversion of the Centaur Nessus.
So I've got a few other pieces of equipment in the lab that I need to get around to reviewing and checking out. Like I said, I just got done with some production using the AverMedia live Gamer Mini GC311.
I don't have time to explain what I don't have time to understand.
Warning, the Vex will vaporize you.
Retro. Vex. One thing I have to say is it is difficult, like landing on which enemy I dislike the least, and maybe even fear the most. Used to be the Cabal, just because their sheer size, but the Fallen to me are kind of just like vermin, but they're also kind of very good assassins, and their degree of agility and mobility is sometimes frightening. But I do tend to dislike the relentlessness of the Vex the most. Case in point. And the way they just, like, the first time you kill them does not remove the threat. What do you got for a secondary? Hand cannon? Oh! Auto hand cannon. Auto pistol. One of my favorites. Except it does require you to kind of be up in... Oh, dilly! Hold that pose, Big Tubby. Oh, well, that took him down right away. Oh, he's the second one. Oh, Engram. Give me that. Oh, you guys are all... Oh, what's up with the aerial? Oh. Let's just chuck some grenades and stop trying to be pretty about it. Is there another Minotaur over here? There's one out there in the distance. Did I get him with a grenade? Looks like it. Nice exploits. Should get up there, buddy. Who even has a line of fire on me? Great, out of ammo. Oh, special. Engram, gotta get it. the jump. Go high. Nice. High ground perch. Just got foamy. Still hear some mess. Nope, maybe not.
So, failsafe, what exactly happened here?
The Cade 6 attempted to manipulate the Vex portal system. He is now trapped in a non-linear loop. In my defense, I tried to warn him. His leg. Not that smart.
This is not going well.
So yeah, after this episode, I'll be going to Yoshi's Crafted World tomorrow on the Nintendo Switch.
How long have you been here exactly?
Quite a bit of studio setup I need to do to shift recording rigs over to that.
Reformat molecules and digitize brain waves for further study.
Like I was saying, I do this thing. Great.
She sounds way too excited about that.
Do have several additional pieces of hardware in the lab that I got to get around to reviewing. Like I mentioned, just got done with my initial core tests of the AverMedia Live Gamer Mini GC311. Flock, I hate it when I do that. Okay. I could probably clear that whole distance on the one jump, but there's no point or need in risking that. Nice to not have to worry about quick saves tonight. Before this arc, I was playing some, Ooh, did he just go down off the first blast? Nice. I always hate how those hobgoblins turtle up with the shield. Like that. Yeah, takes care of that. Oh, really? That's not what I wanted to do. Did he actually walk back out of the healing rift? Oh, Benatar. Oh, that was a bit of overkill. He was almost down already. And, whoa. Gotta get rid of you. Is there an engram over there that I'm not picking up? Yep. Nice that I got some more special ammo. Energy weapon. What did he? Come on. I really need to put you down so I can do what I need to do to pick this engram up. Come on. Could you please hit it? Thank you. What is that, energy weapon? Get up. What was that? Seriously, what was that?
I'm almost afraid to ask, but failsafe, what happened to the Exodus Black crew?
Only my captain can access those memories.
Ah, what was that? Come on, hobgoblin. Alright, I think I can move on to the next waypoint. But I also have one of my favorite types of cameras to use for live streaming and studio setups is cameras by Zoom North America, the audio studio recording company. They have just released a new camera, a 4K version of the Q2N, so I use two of the Q2N sometimes in live streams and other productions. very pleased to see that they had released a 4K variant, so I have a review unit in of that to check out.
The Cade 6 is just beyond that Vex gate. Please proceed.
Won't we get stuck like Cade?
Oh no, my judgment module is much more reliable than the Cade units.
We're through. We're okay.
Of course, the Cade 6 is not far now.
So one of the things that's nice is with the Go XLR mixer, I can tie in the audio from the streaming PC and route it over to my headphones. So now I have the ability to hear the alerts that may go off within OBS when that happens. So that's always a nice plus. Whoa, no. Yeah, I just didn't remember if, oh, there's Cade.
Hey! Over here! Get me out of here! What's that? That a Hydra? Okay, yeah. No, handle that first, then me.
Immune? Maybe want to move? No shot.
Hey, you're doing great. Thanks.
I'm doing great as long as this dude is the only thing, but as soon as his buddies show up, be a whole another ball game. Oh, where did he go?
Hey! Don't leave that thing near me!
Flippin' Minotaur. Nice.
Keep it up! Let's losing, then do better.
Boom! Goes down. Straight up to level 10. Very nice.
Get over here before we disappear again.
Is that it? Oh, I totally toasted that Hydra.
Come on, I don't know how long this portal's gonna stick.
Cade? What have you...
Stop. Look. Long story, and it may look like I don't know what I'm doing, but I do. Okay, maybe not. Doesn't matter. Killing the power source at the origin point should break the loop and get me out of the portal system. Have you got that? Say you've got it. Say something.
Fine, I'll say it. We got it, Cade. Now, how did you...
Oh, my cotton socks! Did you not hear what I just said?
I'm guessing this is why they don't like him leaving the tower.
So testing out the Go XLR, I do really like it as far as its configurability and its flexibility. There's a bit of a learning curve. It is not entirely intuitive how it's set up. There's a bit of lack of clarity in what the I/O labeling is, and it took a little bit of working through it to understand that the output side is fixed and the virtual channelization labels that describe the outputs are not what they're labeled as on the back of the actual mixer itself, and in some cases they're not one for one. So that takes a little bit of kind of working around to understand. But eventually I figured it out. Then the other thing you have to learn, sometimes the hard way, as I had to do, is once you do have it configured, the configuration profile that you've set,
We're at your coordinates. Cade is stuck inside the Vex
don't
portal system.
save. So you have to save that as a profile that you can load. One of the issues with the Go XLR mixer is that the RGB lights on it never go into standby and never turn off, so the thing is always illuminated. The only way to not have that be the case is to unplug it, which is what I do. But of course, then to restore it to your last configuration, you have to save that as a profile. So learned that lesson the one time. I don't expect to have to be taught that lesson again, but it was very painful. Because I'd set it all up on a Saturday, and then I got up Sunday morning and plugged it back up. And it initially came up with the profile, but then I did something to futz around with it, and it went back to the default.
Is this stuff?
It's called radiolaria. You know, Vex mind fluid.
And once it was back in that state, there was no getting it back to my program configuration. Like I said, that was a bit rough. Capture card wise, I still then have the Razer Ripsaw HD to test. I'm using the original Ripsaw, which was a capture card that Razer released maybe a year. Maybe it was early 2018. It may have been 2017. But it's an older, I don't know, I shouldn't say older capture card. But it's not new, but they recently released the Razer Ripsaw HD, which... Harpy. Too many harpies. Vapor locked on the sheer number of targets initially. But I forgot, I need to take a breath here because I forgot that I leveled up and I should go ahead and apply those points so I can use them in the fight. And getting hit while I'm on pause. Just all kinds of not cool. What?
What could have possibly brought Cade to Nessus?
I know the answer.
1. Stop listening in on us. 2. What's the answer?
He asked me not to tell anyone.
Picked up some new boots. Quite nice. So now I should be able to use shaders, correct? In which case I'm not quite entirely certain why I am not able to apply any to these weapons. What is that? I guess that was just part of a drop? I have not, Nice. So I didn't arm one of mine. Nice, got the Vex Chrome. And I also thought that one of these things was capable of having a shader applied. Yeah. Blue geometry. Nice. I like that blue and orange. Alright, I think we're good to go. Oh well, I tell you, if I'm gonna do all that, I may as well go ahead and... Or did I just switch weapons around, actually. Give me my ammo! restricted. We're getting into the bottom half hour of the live stream here.
Warning, Vex threat detected. They are blocking your path
So,
to the
I
cave.
know I'm generally of short patience, but I
You
think
will
I need
have
to
eliminate them.
take my time fighting through this and pick my engagements carefully. Great. What are we dealing with here? This is what I mean. Select your engagements carefully, which you did not do. Now you gotta hole up. Yeah, part of the problem here is you deliberately chose a crappy weapon just to force yourself to use it. Cover. Oh! Eat these little randos. I hear you. Oh. Engram. Oh. Not a good... Oh no. You do not want to apply the grenade launcher at that closer range. Appears to be eliciting the correct response. I think that that's a Minotaur. I feel like that's a Minotaur. Ah! Great. Also going through a slight reconfiguration. Really? I gotta go back through all this. Also going through a slight reconfiguration of the studio. As I kind of the way I had some of the machines laid out in the production clusters, I was not happy with. Not unhappy with, but
Vex threat detected.
I just
They are
had
blocking your
one
path
less
to the cave
workstation
teleporter. You will have to
space that I
eliminate them.
needed. Oh. You gotta find a place to run. And take cover. Reaper. No, that's not good. Oh, Ingram. Bees. Block. Are you kidding me? I can't get to the top of that? Great. Okay, here we go again. See, maybe make a weapon swap. See if that does me any better. I gotta give up my winged suit. Blast it. Can't believe I can't apply a shader to that. I think I sorted all my weapons perks that I wanted to kit out that time. Oh, I should have figured I was able to be proud of myself for a little short slice of time before being exposed to in-game characters and NPCs that are way more powerful than you are. But yeah, also going through a slight rearrangement of the studio, so the way I had things broken down into the production clusters, as I refer to them. Great. This is my favorite submachine gun, though. So, one of the arrangements was production cluster number 2. What is that? It's kinetic. Okay, so this is a more pleasant place to hang out. On this are quite significant. I feel like, is this really just a level 10 mission? I don't remember there being as many units when I came through this the first time. But yeah, the current arrangement of the production clusters, what it causes me to have to do is I have one client station that has 2 workspaces on it, you know, 2 keyboard and mouse setups, plus some other stuff. But there's 3 PCs over in production cluster 2, so I, you know, before I'm gonna, if my task list has been one where I need to utilize one of those workstations and it's not the one that's hooked up, what I wind up having to do is, this is what I hate, is like, I don't need you to do the float in that instance, dude. I need you to hurry up and get your head down. Really, honestly, I'm not even sure exactly what I was saying. That workstation is a bit inconvenient sometimes because I have to swap keyboard mouse. Jeez, man, have I not? Vlad and Abbott, come on. Great. Alright, fine, take that one. What is that even? Auto rifle. Alright, come on, man. Let's get our act together here. So what I'm doing is that workbench that has the 3 workstations on it. I'm splitting everything back out to where, you know, it's one machine. Gosh, man, how do I keep getting almost dusted like as soon as I initially spawn into the room and make the first encounter? Seems like the sheer numbers that have shown up in this thing are much greater. Maybe that's because they're scaling based on my level. Unbelievable! It's not going according to plan. This is just such a busy work level. Like, I just want to get through this so I can get back to the rest of the story.
The Vex teleporter is behind this energy barrier.
Yep, I can see it. Let's take down a bunch of Vex and let's get on with it. If there's some, so this tells me that there's some trigger.
Warning, Vex threat detected.
Yep, there we go.
They are blocking your path to the Cade unit's teleporter. You will have to eliminate them.
So this is good, and I don't know if I had the wherewithal. Well, I know I didn't have the wherewithal to think about this when I first started playing this level, which was probably not tonight, but then a couple days ago. Ugh. Oh, this is, come on. I'm just spawning right, or the Minotaur's just spawning right on top of me. This is getting uninteresting and unfun.
Warning, Vex threat detected. They are blocking your path to the Cade unit's teleporter. You will have to eliminate them.
So one thing I need to do is I need to stop. So right now the way I'm approaching it is I need to figure out how to take out one and then duck for cover. And not get myself into those singular, lengthier engagements. Figure out one guy to take down and then shift and get cover. So maybe playing a little more realistically, things are starting to shape out. No, you're not going to make that high. It's a valiant thought, though. So I was trying to skip rocket launcher. I didn't realize, wasn't thinking about the number of weapons that I'm actually carrying. I think that's what you were trying to avoid. Nope, don't own the grenade launcher yet. I know I heard that Minotaur down there. Is that or it's just a brood of Vex? See, that's uncalled for. Almost messed with my vibe. My plan and strategy. Come on. Engram. Kinetic weapons. Make it quick. It's a 107. I often do that. It often says kinetic weapons, and I just automatically go in and pull an energy weapon. Now, what I don't entirely trust is, are these the last vestiges of this thing? So what I hate to do is run down there and then wind up getting surprised by some Minotaur who's walking around who I never saw. Oh, yeah, that was not a good choice. That was something. I don't know what. I feel like that was a teleporting Minotaur. Okay, don't get caught there. Ooh. Yeah, exactly. You need to drop the pride and just pull out the grenade launcher, Dookie. Where is that Minotaur? That's not right. I did catch that one guy there. You are missing. It's not good. You get him with that. I got him. Yeah, that's what you definitely weren't getting, was the appearance of these two Minotaurs and the fact that they were making your life miserable for a while. You're too busy running around to understand that those things were chasing you and laying down really heavy fire on top of you. What's that?
Of the Vex
all right, well, looks like
Did it?
it did not.
took some running uphill, but we finally knocked it down. All right, so it's getting pretty close to bedtime.
Yes, the Cade 6 will want it. You should pick it up.
Take that, you scrap heap! I'm out, baby! Ouch! Woo!
Kate, where are you?
Hey! You did it! You got me out! Ha! 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 Where am I?
Unit, you are near the remains of my reactor core. Welcome to the Exodus Black.
I know what happens now is they start attacking the Exodus Black. So I don't know. I'd like to be done in about 6 minutes.
Seems like you've met my new friends, Failsafe, and her evil twin, Failsafe.
Which is the evil one?
If I had feelings, they would be hurt.
Nope.
Fallon's got the Vex in a tizzy, and by tizzy, I mean murderous rampage. I'll hunker down in the Exodus Black.
Here, but my hull is in 108 pieces. Decks 1 through 20 are buried, and my coolant system...
I am a mess.
Oh, we know, Failsafe. We know.
Intruder alert!
Oh, I forgot that I've got a
It's the
speeder bike now.
False. I mean true. But you are
Go,
attracting
watermelon.
large numbers of fallen to my position.
Damn it! Failsafe, they're shooting at me!
Then I advise you not get shot.
Oh, man.
Hope that the Vex and Fallen finish each other off.
Ooh.
But then you'd miss all the fun.
That is a really big Vex.
Yep. Hate this guy too, because I think he likes to teleport away. Really? Ah, come on. Go, 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 go. Good. Oh, chasing me. Okay, I think we need to find him again. I'm wondering where that tank is. Did they already... Did the Fallen already take that down? Servitor... Is that the Gate Lord again? Oh, Ingram. Stupid captain. Ouch. Yep, I will just sit here and... jump dodge, you're shooting at me. Of all the cheesy things I've had to endure, you sucker. That's just a regular Minotaur. Seriously? There he goes. Really have to keep that fire on him. No, I think I'm gonna do it. Here we go! Suck-a-da! That... No, that didn't finish him. Really? need to get out before you get dead. Come on, come on. I hate that.
Hold on, Kate. We're on our way.
Okay.
That's good to hear, because the fallen...
That lucked out. Come on, what is hitting me?
Activating defensive shield. The Cade-6 must stand back.
Hey, nice one, failsafe. The fallen can't get to us now. That's right, though. They can't. Right? Get to us.
Come on, come on. Alright, so some pretty neat adventuring for the night to wrap up this arc. It's going to be who knows how long before I get back to Destiny 2, although I eventually always find my way back.
Hey, you probably want to hustle. I think they just said something about ripping my beautiful horn off my face. My beautiful, beautiful horn.
Wait, is there more of this?
Intruder
Yeah.
alert.
It's us.
See what kind of fun we can have here. Hello, Captain. Where'd he go? What do we got here? Yeah, that was really unnecessary. Okay, there's the captain. Healed back up. Did I actually kill that guy? Or did he just decide to bounce? Kinetic. It didn't seem like I had killed him, but I don't know. Oh, he bounced. He rolled over to his place where he believes he is stronger. What is this mess? That is just a ridiculous amount of sharks. Wow. That's uncalled for. Oh no, here's what we're gonna do. There we go. An unusual perch. I don't even know that I've ever tried to get up here. We're gonna rule the roost from up here and just maintain the high ground. Just make this a taking out the trash exercise. Whoa! Ah! The super arms? Yep. Fall. There we go.
Hey, that fallen dropped something.
Scorch cannon! Energy weapons full. Come on. That's 107. We get rid of that. Yeah. A little bit of scorched earth. Somebody dropped an engram over there. Night, Captain. That's totally unnecessary. even know if that... No, that's nothing. Thought it may have been an engram sitting over there. Oh man, I do want to play Yoshi's... Oh! Snapple! I do want to play Yoshi's Crafted World. It's going to be such an abrupt change from playing this, though. It's so just not the same level of mechanical shootery enjoyment.
New captain registered. Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright, so we're going to get this done and then park it. And then we'll be a wrap for tonight. And at least get started with my next recording setup.
So it's true. The light found its way back to you. Not that I'm jealous or nothing, but take it easy out there, will you? You're making me look bad.
What, may we ask, were you going to do with a Vex teleporter?
Get up close and personal with Gull, put a bullet in his head, then maybe eat a sandwich. Got a few kinks first. Fun fact about the Vex tech. Not as intuitive as you'd think.
Cade, you can't do this alone.
Hell, I can't.
Even if you manage to kill Gaul, when the Red Legion leave a system, defeat or victory, they leave nothing behind.
The Cabal are bad guys who do bad things. Yes, I get it.
I'm sorry, but I do not think you do. The Cabal literally leave nothing behind. They have a weapon that can destroy a star, and it is pointed directly at our sun.
Hey, easy, easy. You're gonna blow a bulb.
Zavala has a plan. He needs you, Cade.
Yes, well, Zavala always says he has a plan, but sometimes he just... Wait. Zavala said he needs me? As in you heard those exact words coming out of Zavala's mouth?
Yes, we did.
Please tell me you recorded it. Well, did Akora at least hear it?
Actually, Zavala lost her after the city fell. We don't know where she is.
Io, it's where she'd go to look for answers. Hey, thanks. Oh, you won.
All right, well, thanks so much, everybody, for joining in. Anybody who happened to pop by the live stream, for those who are watching the archive version of this over on the YouTube channel, Rounding Off Infinity, I appreciate you as well. Please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you just get notified whenever I go live on YouTube or post new content. I will be back tomorrow night with some Yoshi's Crafted World on the Nintendo Switch, unless something goes radically awry. Until then, happy hunting. Take care of yourself. Stay safe out there. Play the games that you like and stream the games that you love. Once again, my name has been Agasically Stamus, aka Game Logic, on Twitch. Good night. Good luck and good gaming. That's going to do it for me. I'm out of here.
Yes. No. No, I don't think that... Cade Unit, I am happy to be of assistance, but I do not believe it to be possible to Vex time travel back and kill Gaul last week.
Accessing node 7874A. Corrupted. Accessing node 787...